Okay, so for green's turn, I'm really hesitating, but I mean, I guess the only reason to attack would be to retake that glory chit. But the risks are pretty high. Uh, and yellow actually cannot. I just realized. Of course they cannot land on Mercury. Because there's no atmosphere here. There are no landing aero brake landings, so they would have to have a thrust of 11 or more to land, which is not going to happen with their solar sail. So the stakes are not so high either for them to slip out of there, because if they attack, then they would fire first, and the rad hard of these cards, I mean, they could easily lose the generator, and they need to roll a 9 to decommission the crew, and they need to roll 8 to decommission the generator, and if they roll boxcars, then they will decommission the entire Brunel. So yeah, but on the other hand, what's stopping them from attacking next turn instead? Yeah, maybe they just attack. So green attacks. They haven't done their operation yet. This means that yellow will fire first because they have a ray gun. God, okay. So they can decommission the crew then. What happens if the crew gets decommissioned from the Brunel? Do they just pop back right immediately? So I don't find anything other than if you decommission a crew card, they go back immediately to your bank, which is basically Leo or your home Brunel. So decommissioning the crew here would be pretty useless. I guess it represents, I mean, they are just a couple of guys. So they probably get refilled immediately by other crew from the station. So I guess yellow player will decommission this generator instead. And now green gets to shoot back with the fighting mirrors. And that's a 10 minus 4, so that's 6. They can decommission whatever card they want here. And to get some prisoners of war, I guess they will decommission the thruster again. And now let's see. So now both player can decommission non-human cards, but and then since they have the green player was victorious and they only have their crew rockets left and no other thruster, the victorious player can take a prisoner of war. So first we take one of the glory chits back, and then we can flip a propaganda, and in this case green can flip if we flip this one. Do we get the bribe back? I think that's only when the opponent has but having access to freedom is probably good. So and I have a corrupted delegate there already, so yeah, I'll flip this one, and at the end of the yellow player's turn they need to either corrupt this one or decommission it. And then they can take this card, move it to their stack. If they do that before the end, they bring it back to the home Bernal or Leo before the end of Anarchy and War, they get to flip it to their 2VP side. And since they're already at the Bernal, they can do that, and this goes back to yellow players Leo. And they get a 2VP prisoner of war chit. So all in all, didn't really change much. There's a lot of fighting back and forth there. Now it's yellow player's turn again. So we move the last round of Anarchy. We roll for an event. We get a 2, which means inspiration. So I will put the top cards in the bottom here. Nothing fantastic. Maybe this reactor would be something for yellow. I think this Bernal can also be quite nice for yellow. Home abilities, you're always the first player, but that's not so great. But the backside is plus 2 VP per dirt side for this Bernal, and it promotes as on any atmospheric site, so that could be good for yellow and for green as well, actually. So yellow is on track to getting a rocket going that can go out and do some prospecting and industrialization, but they only have 2 aquas, and they probably want to bring the solar sail for the initial trajectory out Earth orbit, but maybe that won't work actually, because they would be loaded. Yeah, that would probably not help. So they need some fuel. They can't really get much money at this point because we're still in Anarchy, so I think they will just do a fundraise, taking 1 aqua, and then we can also add a cube, but I don't know if we want to do that. But we can still move a delegate, so we could save this one from getting decommissioned. Let's put it in centrist while we have all of the stuff in Leo, because after Anarchy ends, then the first player, which is now yellow, will pick a law among the one with the most votes. So that will be either honor or paleoconservative directive, which gives more aquas for fundraise, or centrist. Okay, green's turn. They have 9 aqua. That's a lot. They could even, but they don't have great cards yet, and they can't initiate. Oh, they can initiate research auctions actually, because they have a delegate there. So maybe that's, oh, now they have 5 cards in hand, so they can't do that. And they can boost because they have a corrupted delegate there. So maybe they will just boost some of this stuff. Yeah, I don't really know. I think boosting these 2 cards then get the generator back to the Bernal. But let's just boost it to Leo, because the solar sail could bring it to the Bernal. Actually, they can't boost because they don't have a corrupted delegate in yellow, which is the UN General Assembly law. So they can't boost. They can sell 1 card for 1, or they can just do a fundraise for 1 aqua. Maybe they just do a fundraise for 1 aqua. think that's it. Now we're out of the Anarchy. Yellow's turn. And I think since they are the first player, they will pick a law, and since they have so much stuff in Leo, I think they will just put it in the centrist law in case we get a pad explosion. And now they have only 2 cards in hand, whereas the green has 5, so they can't participate. So now I think yellow will just pick some cards here for free. They do want some cooling, and this reactor looks good for that, so I think they will just pick this reactor and the radiator that comes with it. And I think green will just boost. I can boost all of this stuff to Leo and then take the solar sail, making some shuttle traffic to the Bernal, saving some aqua that way. Although I don't know if we need, do we need this card? Maybe, but this one has 5 in fuel consumption. That's really expensive to run. Yeah, I'll just boost everything, so that's 5, 6 up to Leo. Paying 5 aqua, and then flying with some of those products to the Bernal from Leo using the solar sail. And yellow will continue to try to boost the rocket for the next couple of turns, I think, and get some expedition going. I think yellow will aim to try to take all of these Ds out here. We'll see how it goes. Okay, I think I have a plan now for the yellow player. I think what they're gonna try to do is to go out to these, what are they called? Jovian Trojans. Try to grab one of these D sites. In order to do that, they will need to spend 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 7 burns before they can land. So I think that they have something. These are all cards in Leo. So they could bring the crew. They could bring this thruster. Problem is it's rad hard 0. So they will have to do the trick of switching thrusters to the crew thruster while passing through the radiation belts here around Earth, and I think maybe even wait until after the solar flare season is over, because if they get stuck out in space during a solar flare with this thruster, that's not going to be fun for them. So I think they have all of this stuff, the reactor that's required for the thruster, they have a refinery and the robonaut that both uses the generator, so they can industrialize using these cards. And then I was thinking to bring actually another robonaut, a buggy one that they just got, so they can re-roll failed prospecting attempts, because those are 3 size and 2 size asteroids, and they also need a cooling radiator for this, so they need to boost these cards. That's going to cost 1 aqua at least, and that's going to give a weight of dry weight of 12, and in order to have 7 burns, they're gonna need to load up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 aqua, because each burn here when you're high up in the scale is 1 aqua loaded. And they only have 4 now, so one's gonna go for the boosting, and then they need to save up some aqua by selling cards, and then they can actually go flying out. Green's player's plan is a little bit less fixed at the moment. I think the only thruster that they have is this. I mean, they do have the solar sail, of course, but otherwise they have this thruster with a fuel consumption of 5, which is pretty expensive. So I'm thinking either if they get that going, or they just use the solar sail to try to go and land on Mars using aerobraking, and then maybe even claim it using the crew Robonaut, because they have this Robonaut already up at the Bernal. They have another one like that in their hand, which is pretty good. It's a 1 ISRU, but the problem is they both require these pulse generators. This little icon for the generator, and they don't have that type of generator yet. So maybe they will try to sift through the generators and see if they can find something better, and the same with the thrusters, if they can find something, some better build with less fuel consumption. I think they will go for that. But so the plan is not quite as clear there for Green. They will need to do a little bit of research auctioning, getting rid of cards from the hand to continue to do research auctioning until they have something that can fly. But in the meantime, the good thing is that they will earn aqua because of the Bernal all the time. So they have that going for them.